And after you leave a like, remember to smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And remember to hit the notification bell so every time I post a video, you can know right away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. What's up, YouTube viewers, subscribers, everybody? Welcome back to another banger motivational video. Let's get it. Stop comparing yourself to others. Now that I said that, let's talk about comparison. When you compare yourself to somebody, you're looking at what they got, what you got, what they can do, and what you can't do. Because comparing yourself, you look at somebody else. You look at how they carry themselves, what they have, their job, if they're getting no money. And one of the reasons why I say, like, people always tend to compare themselves to others just so they can be motivated and get that drive towards something great for themselves. But the mistake you make when you compare yourself to others is everyone is on their own level. So people have different drive. People are driven in different ways. So if you're going to get up and compare yourself to somebody that's like moving forward each time, you're going to be, not saying mentally drained, but you're going to be exhausted. You know why? Because you're going to be doing so much and trying to keep up with somebody that's always advancing forward. That's one thing. The second thing is, you don't really want to compare yourself to somebody because, like I just said, everyone is on their own level. And then when someone is on their own level, you sort of have that drive to push to be on the same level as them. Because when you compare yourself to somebody, you don't want to be better than them. When people compare themselves to people, I've never heard somebody say, oh, I want to be better. They always say, oh, I want to be just like. Why would you want to be just like somebody? So that's you comparing yourself to somebody else because they're on their own level. You have the drive to be equal because that's the definition of comparing. You want to rival that person. You want to be that person's equal. But what if you have the ability to go above that? You would never know because they're on their own level and you're pushing forward to be on the same level as them. And then what happens most time is, say you're pushing forward to be on the same level as somebody. What happened when that person fall off? What's going to happen to you? You don't have that drive anymore. That's why a lot of times you see people get up, especially if they have friends or somebody that have a divine energy or a divine spirit that's like always pushing, always want more. Then you compare yourself to that person, then all of a sudden you want more. You want everything the same as them. Then when that person is arrive or they say, you know what, I don't want anything more, what's going to happen to you is you're going to fall off the same as them. You are going to fail. This is why nobody reached nowhere, because if you're going to look at me and say, oh, I want to have this much subscribers like Ty, or I want to have this much shoes like Ty, or I want to be able to make my video like this, why would you want to be the exact same? Aim to be better, because the best growth is not say competing with yourself, but always growing. The definition of growth is you don't look at nobody. You be better for yourself. Like, there's two people in this world. One, they have to compete with somebody else in order to get that drive to push forward. And then you got the other set of people that literally get up every day and they're like, I want to be better for me. I want to do better for me. And pushing forward just for me. They have the drive to do better for themselves, not for somebody else. So if you're that person where you have to consistently compare yourself to others in order to get that drive, that's the reason why you're absolutely nowhere. Because say somebody have a nice car. Then you're like, oh, I want a car. I'm going to make that person my equal. You're going to compare yourself to that person. Whether you have a car or not, you're going to say, oh, I want a nice car like that. So you're going to grind and grind and grind and grind and grind to have at least a nice car, the same like that, if not the same one. Because most time when people compare themselves, they like counterfeits, meaning they are the exact copy of somebody else. So they will have the same car. Then what happens when that person get a better car? Then what you're going to do? Get rid of the one that you just got? Come on. Stop comparing yourself to others. That's the reason why you're getting nowhere. If you're going to do something, do it because you want to do it, and do it because you like it. Do not do it because somebody else is doing it. Because you're going to sit down and compare yourself. You're looking at everything what that person have. That person have a nice house. Oh, I want a nice house. You're going to break your back trying to get a nice house, or trying to get a house, sorry. Then when you get the house, then you ain't got no furniture inside it. And then you're looking at that person with furniture and everything, they're going to be breaking your back again. Then what if that person decides that they don't want that house, or they're moving away? They're selling their house and they're moving away. Then what are you going to do? You're going to fail because they were your drive. No, 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 no. If you're doing something, do it because you want to do it. Stop comparing yourself to others. That's the main reason why you're failing, or you're not as interested as how it was. Let's say you see me shoe shopping. Then you get up and you're like, oh, this guy always doing some shoe shopping. I want to do shoe shopping like that. Then you in order to buy a lot of shoes, you need a lot of money. So you go get a job. You see me buying shoes, then you want to buy shoes. You're going to waste all your money. You know why? Because you have no idea how I'm able to buy a lot of shoes, which in fact you don't know because you're comparing. You're looking at what you see me doing and what you see me spending. But what you didn't see is my earnings, if that makes sense. So you're going to break your back and try buying a bunch of shoes, blasting all your money, because in your mind, you think I'm blasting all my money. So you're going to do the exact same. Then when you get to know me, I have more money saved up more than you. But you didn't know that because you see me buying a lot of shoes. If that makes sense. So you're going to compare yourself to me. Then what happened if I'm like, oh, I don't like shoes anymore. I want to get like jewelry. Then what you going to do? Go get jewelry the same as me? What if you can't afford it the same as me? Yo, don't compare yourself to nobody. I've seen it over and over and over and over again. Somebody will literally get up and then they would say, oh, I want to do this. Just because somebody else is doing it. It's better if you see them doing it and then you like it, or you have passion to do it, or you have the ability to do it. Because how you know if something is meant for you is you understand it quickly. You're interested. You want to learn more. So it's not like you sitting down and you're bored. No. That's how you know. If something is not meant for you, as soon as you look at it, you want to go look at something else because you're not interested. But if it's something you're interested in, I wouldn't recommend comparing yourself to somebody, because if you compare yourself to somebody, it's like a competition. And you don't want to be a competition, because that's going to stop your own growth. Do it for you. Be better for yourself. Because for me, when I make videos every day, I literally get up to keep pushing forward because I remember every day I haven't failed as yet. So you should be doing the same thing. You shouldn't be getting up and saying, oh, Ty is posting 2 times a week, or one time, or 1 time a day per week, or Ty's do. No. Do what you can do. Move at your own pace. Do not compare yourself to nobody, because you will fail. You will crash and burn. Because everyone is moving at a speed that they're comfortable with. So if you see me posting, say, once a day on YouTube for 1 whole month, that's like 30 videos a month, or 31 depending on the days in the month. Can you do all of that? If I can make 2-3 videos a day, can you do that? No. So if you're going to try to keep up with me, you're going to crash and burn. All because you're comparing yourself to me. You're looking at what I'm doing and you're looking at what you're not doing. And then you're going to say to yourself, okay, Ty is doing this, I want to do this. Even if you can wholly manage, say, 2 videos a week, 3 videos a week, but you're looking at me posting 7 videos a week, and you're going to be like, oh, Ty is pushing forward, oh, let me do this. And then you're going to see me keep pushing forward, and then you're lacking behind. And so that's how people develop hate for you. Because hating somebody doesn't mean they literally don't like you. They hate the fact that you keep doing something, you keep moving forward, and they can't. That's why people hate you. If somebody ever said they don't like you, or you get the feeling of somebody not liking you, it has nothing to do with you. Well, it does, but it has to do with them, because they're looking at what you're doing and they're looking at what they can't do because they can't keep up with you. And when people can't keep up with you, that turns into hate. Oh, I don't like you. If you ever ask somebody, sit them down in a room one-on-one, and you ask that person, why don't you like me? They won't have a valid answer to give you. You know why? Because it's nothing to do with you. It's something to do with them, because they're comparing themselves to you. You may not know it, but they sit down and they look at you. And then they make you their rival. They try to be like you. They try to act like you. They try to do everything the same as you, but they don't have the drive. And what hits harder is if you're the type of person that, like, You're growing for yourself. You're doing it for yourself. Like, you're not comparing yourself to nobody. You're comparing yourself to yourself because you want to be better than how you were yesterday. Every day you wake up, you want to move one step forward to achieving your goal. If you're that person, then the person that don't like you, they're going to have a bunch of problems. Because when you compare yourself to yourself, then there's no limit. If that makes sense. What I mean by no limit is, if you keep comparing yourself to yourself, you keep growing. You keep learning. You keep expanding. You always want more. You always want to learn more. Because you want to be better for yourself. But if you compare yourself to somebody else, then the level that they're at, that's what you see. So that's what you're driving to be. That's it. You're grinding hard and harder and harder and harder because you want to be on the same level as them. But if you do it for yourself, you will go above and beyond that person. Because sometimes you may, like, people can tell when they're outgrowing someone. Especially for me, because I can feel I'm outgrowing someone based off how you talk to them, how they carry themselves. When you're having a conversation with them, the words they bring towards you, you can tell that you're in a better state of mind than them, like you are above them. Because me, like I said, I can feel that I'm outgrowing people just from like looking at them or talking to them. Like, I can feel it. And I can also see it. But most times I don't mention it because, people may get offended. But do not compare yourself to nobody. Compare yourself to yourself. Get up every day and tell yourself, oh, I'm doing this for me. I want to be better for me. Not just, oh, I want to be better because that one is over there doing that. You're gonna crash and burn. That's why you see people like that are the ones that are getting nowhere. Or those ones are the one that you see like get up for 1 year or 2 years. You see them working hard. You see them living lavish. You see them living the dream. Then after 2 years or for 2 years, you see them going hard. Then the third year, it's sort of like a couple step back. Then the fourth year, you see them right back to square one. Those are the type of people that compare themselves to somebody else. But like somebody that compares themselves to themselves and be better for themselves, like me, always growing, always moving forward. People always see me and then they wonder how I'm always pushing forward. That's because I don't compare myself to nobody. I compare myself to myself. Every day I get up, my number should be greater than how it was yesterday. Every day I wake up, I should be getting one step closer to where I'm going than yesterday. That's how you should live your life. You shouldn't be getting up every day looking what your rival is doing on social media, then you go break your back trying to be on the same level as them. You're going to crash and burn because, like I said, everyone is moving at their own pace. Everyone is moving at the speed that they're comfortable with. So if someone is okay pushing hard every day and then you're the type of person that's not meant for you, you're going to crash and burn. That's because you're comparing yourself to that person. Compare yourself to yourself. I would recommend you sit down, you look hard within yourself and compare yourself to yourself. That way you can experience growth. That's how people end up living a lot of fake life, or they can't seem to push forward without somebody else. Like, somebody else has to be their driving force, not themselves. If that makes sense. Because sometimes a lot of people rather have driving force. That's why they keep comparing themselves. Or you would see somebody say, they would see somebody doing something and then they're like, oh, I like what that person is doing. Let me go break my back to be on that same level as that person. No. You may have the ability to advance better than them. But when you're on the same level as them, then guess what? You get comfortable. And then, as I said, when you get comfortable, you lose everything. You will lose everything. I've seen it over and over and over and over and over again. One person doing something, the other one sitting down looking at that person doing everything, then they break their back trying to do the same thing or trying to grind as hard as that person, and then as soon as they arrive, or they think they have arrived, or they think they're on the same level as their rival, then they sit back for a bit. Then all of a sudden they don't want to work, they don't want to push forward. Then before you know it, get comfortable, lose everything. Then they're the same one sitting down wondering what's going on or what's happening because they don't know. Stop comparing yourself to people. When you compare yourself to people, what you look at is the level that they're on. I'm not saying you can't admire somebody, because that's different. It's okay for you to say, oh, I like how this person is moving forward. I like how this person have a insane drive. I want to know why they keep pushing forward. I want, stuff like that is admiring. But when you're going to get up and say, oh, this person is my rival, that's doing absolutely nothing for you. That's you trying to find a driving force so you can better your life. And that's the biggest mistake you're going to make, because you're going to be mentally drained and you're going to fail. That's why a lot of people nowadays are getting nowhere, because everyone's doing the same thing. Everyone, if you notice, everyone in every, like, say, neighborhood or class or group of friends, everyone is like on the same level. One may seem a little bit more smarter than the rest, or one may seem a little bit more stupider than the rest, or one may seem like they're getting more money than the rest, but on average, 8 out of 10 friends is on the same level. And then one is like 2 step above, and then the other one is like 2 step below. Because that's how people are. That's human nature. But when you possess the ability to unlock certain things out of your brain power, then you can know how to do stuff. I'm not saying you can't admire somebody and then develop a drive, but you have to like it. That's like you see me doing YouTube and then you get up. I have no idea about YouTube. I have no idea about editing anything. Then you get up and then you're going to say, oh, Ty is a YouTuber. I want to be a YouTuber. If you don't got passion for it, then you're not going to be where I am. And then you're going to make one video. You're going to see me posting. You're going to make 2 videos. You're going to see me posting. Then before you know it, within 6 months maximum, you're going to give up, because that's not what you want. Because you're gonna see me pushing forward, and then you're gonna wonder why you can't seem to push forward. Or you're gonna see me with bright ideas, always doing something, and then you're gonna sit down and then you're gonna say, then how is he doing this and how is he doing that? And as I said, that develop hate. That's why people don't like you, because they don't like you because they can't do what you're doing. They see you, they know that you're awesome, they know that you're intelligent, they know that you're beautiful. And that's the main reason why they don't like you, because they're comparing themselves to you. That's why I say, if somebody ever said, oh, I don't like you, has nothing to do with you. Well, it does, 1%, because it's your growth why they don't like you, because you're always pushing forward. And then they themselves are trying to do the same, but they can't seem to in sync with you. They can't match you. Every time they look at you, you're always ahead of them. They want to walk next to you, but every time they achieve something and they think they're 1 step closer, they look at you, and then you're like 5 steps ahead of them. They go hard again, then they're like 3 steps behind you, then boom, you're 10 steps ahead of them again. And then they're sitting down beating themselves up, wondering how you're able to move forward consistently, not knowing you're comparing yourself to yourself. How do you think people with a lot of money always end up getting more money? Because they stay hungry. You will never see a guy with $1 million comparing himself to a guy that have, say, 1.5 or 2 million. No, the first thing he's gonna say is, how can I flip this $1 million to bring it to $3 million? Not sitting down looking at, oh, how can I, oh, I don't like that guy over there because he have $1 billion and I'm a millionaire, so I don't like him. You will never see that, because those type of people don't compare themselves to others. Notice the ones that are getting nowhere are the ones that are always hating on you because you're doing something with your life and you're trying to progress, you're trying to move forward, you're starting a career, you're doing something with your life. They don't like you for it, because they're comparing themselves to you because they themselves can't do it. Let me tell you something. The brain focuses more on negativity and what one person, oneself can't do, which means if you're talking to somebody and you notice that that person is extremely smarter than you, they're going to start hating on that person that seems extremely smarter than you. That's just how it is. Because people tend to not like when somebody knows something that they don't, or you can figure stuff out faster than them, like a problem solver like me. I can sit down and look at something and figure it out in my brain before I start doing it physical. But what if somebody can't do that? Then they're going to say, oh, I don't like that. He act like he's better than me. He act like he don't need nobody. It's not the fact that I don't need nobody. I just possess the ability to do it by myself. And then, oh, I don't like him. Oh, I don't. You think that's hurting me? You're hurting yourself. Because you're the one competing with me when I'm one pushing forward for myself. and you're breaking your back and beating yourself up because I'm pushing forward. So you see, that's the life we live in. So if a person don't like you, don't think it's like a bad thing that they don't like you. They don't like you because of your growth, what you're doing, how you're doing. You keep pushing for it. That's the main reason why they don't like you. So that's why you should stop. Most of other guys, stop comparing yourself to others. You're slowing down your own process. You're stopping your own growth, and that's the main reason why you are nowhere. Don't make nobody else your driving force. You should be your driving force. And that's the other reason why a lot of people end up like getting in relationships or having kids. Because they think, oh, I need a driving force. I need something in my life so I can be able to push forward. I need a kid, or I need a boyfriend, or I need a girlfriend. Somebody that I can say, oh, I'm doing this for them. Then what happens when you lose all of that? You're going to crumble. Because if you're going to be getting up and doing something for your boyfriend or girlfriend, what happens when you guys break up? Then you're all the way back down where you started? No, 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 no. You should be your driving force. Stop comparing yourself to others and stop forcing other things to be your driving force. Because you will ruin your own life. It only takes one mistake for ruin your life for a lifetime. That's all it takes. Stop comparing yourself to others. Compare yourself to yourself. Be better for yourself. Every day you wake up, you tell yourself, I want to get one step further than how I was yesterday. That's what you should be doing. If you keep comparing yourself to everybody else and others, you'll get nowhere. Is either you're going to fail, you're going to be exhausted, mentally drained, and at the end of the day, you still got nowhere. So you spend all this money, you break your back, you did all of this, and you're still nowhere. Come on. Come on. Stop comparing yourself to others. Compare yourself to yourself. I hope this message was useful. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. I will be back doing more stuff. You go enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I post daily on them.